Hello again and welcome back to the Educational Mentor Training. If you recall in the first video, we talked about the heart of the Educational Mentor role and the why behind what we do. Now in this video, we're going to focus on the what. What is actually expected of you as an educational mentor? Before you start to worry that this may be more than you have time for, let me just reassure you that while this role is important, it is also very manageable. And now with that said, let me give you some clarity in terms of what this role requires. At the center of the educational mentor role is one simple responsibility, that you meet regularly with your student or students. Each course requires a specific number of mentor meetings. A 3-credit course requires a minimum of 4 meetings. A 2-credit course requires a minimum of 3 meetings, and a 1-credit course requires a minimum of 2 meetings. Now, some mentors meet only the required number of times, and others will choose to meet more frequently, going beyond the required number. Both are completely acceptable. The key is that required meetings happen consistently. These meetings are typically about 1 hour long, and they can be done as one-on-one or in small cohorts if you are mentoring more than one student. For mentors with more than one student, we find that cohort meetings can create richer discussions and help students learn from one another, even if they are enrolled in different courses. Every mentor meeting should include discussion around a few core ideas. These aren't meant to be rigid boxes, but rather you can think of them as anchors for the conversation. Number 1, lecture feedback forms. Students are required to submit lecture feedback forms throughout the course. Before each meeting, you should review their submitted forms so you can see which lectures they've completed, find out what stood out to them, and identify some areas of confusion or interest. Number 2, the reading plan. You can ask simple, thoughtful questions like, what readings have you completed up to this point? What's been helpful or challenging in these readings? You're not trying to test them, you are simply trying to help them stay engaged with the content. Number 3, major project. This is a big part of the mentoring role. Your aim here is to help students think through project ideas, choose an appropriate topic, break the assignment into manageable steps, and stay realistic with their time frame. While all major projects are research-based and need to show evidence of research, how that research is presented can take on different shapes. Students are allowed to prepare major projects as sermons, teaching series, ministry resources, essays, and exegetical papers. Your role is to help them choose something that fits with the course and that will serve their own personal growth. Number 4, reflective paper. The reflective paper is where students get to process and present what God has been doing in their lives through the course. You can help them think through this by asking questions like, what has challenged you spiritually? Has your understanding of Scripture changed throughout the course? How is this course shaping your ministry or vocation or home? And what are some of the biggest takeaways? You are trying to help them connect what they have been learning with their own discipleship. Number 5, ministry experience. Many students are actively serving in ministry while studying, and others are fulfilling the required ministry experience hours as required by OBC. In both cases, it can be helpful to ask questions like, how is what you're learning showing up in your ministry? How is it changing your ministry? Where are you seeing growth, and where are you feeling stretched? It's important to clarify what you do and do not grade. As the educational mentor, you're responsible for grading lecture feedback forms, educational mentor meetings, and that is it. You're not responsible for grading book reports, reflective papers, major projects, or reading reports. Those assignments will be graded by the student's academic advisor. Your role is simply to support and not to evaluate everything. Of course, if a student is confused or falling behind, you can walk with them through those struggles and, when needed, communicate with the academic advisor or the academic dean for further help or clarification. At every meeting, you should do a quick check-in and assessment. Are assignments moving forward? Are the readings making sense? Are the deadlines realistic? And does the student understand the expectations? You're trying to help students avoid any surprises at the end of a course. Sometimes your most valuable contribution may simply be helping a student realize, hey, I need to start this assignment now. After each mentor meeting, the student is required to submit a short discussion comment that includes the date of the meeting, who they met with, and what was discussed. Once that's submitted, you can enter the grade for the educational mentor meeting in Populi. This documentation affects the student's final grade, so it is important that you do your part. You are not expected to handle everything on your own. Again, if questions come up about grading standards, extensions, academic requirements, or unusual student situations, you should reach out to the student's academic advisor and/or the academic dean. Remember, you are a part of a team at OBC, and you are never alone in this role. Now, just to summarize your responsibilities as an educational mentor. You meet regularly with students. You guide discussions around lectures, readings, assignments, reflections, and ministry. You encourage progress and accountability. You grade lecture feedback forms and mentor meetings, and you partner closely with academic advisors. Again, you are not doing everything, but what you do in this role makes a huge difference. Now, in the next video, we'll go step by step through Populi so that you can feel confident navigating all of the necessary pages and forms. For now, let me again say thank you for stepping into this role. We are grateful for you.